Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, and today is Friday, January 4th. 4th, that doesn't make sense. It's February 4th. Woo! Sorry. Been shoveling snow for the last like 25, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that, and it's crazy. So, some of you know I live in central Illinois, and the snow is nuts today. It came down really hard the last 2 days, and now we are living in a winter wonderland. Thought I'd go ahead and show you. What's that?
I think we're good. What do you think?
I think so too. So this is what I got going on. My sister is kind of finishing off the shoveling. Try to see if I can't sneak her in there. There she is. Hey, Diggy. And it's been nuts. So, anyway, enjoy the view of such a nice wintry wonderland. Very wintry. Very wondery.
Don't forget your keys.
I won't, thanks. So there's a little, check out that snow down there. Yeah, so anyway, we've been at it for, like I said, anywhere from like 30 to 40 minutes, really, because I was thinking 20, and then I'm like, no, we've been out there for way longer than that, so, way longer, so.
Did you show them your spoiler?
Oh, no, not yet. I'm going to. I broke my car, so I've got a Mustang, and it's got a spoiler, I guess that's what it's called, I didn't know, and my ass decided to try to open the trunk using this when I knew that it was probably frozen shut, and I popped it off. It's broken, so, because I looked at the actual piece, and you can see that it's busted, so I don't know how we're going to fix it, or if I'm going to have to order a new one. I don't know how this works, so I'm gonna have to get in touch with my best friend's husband.
Metal pieces that were attached to it. I think, probably.
The plastic's fucked too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, here, check it out. It's the actual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I busted it good. So
Yeah, you did.
Anyway, but the problem with that trunk is that there's no good place to grip it except for where it was frozen. And even if I had which I did it afterwards, I took the scraper and tried to like jam in there to get the ice out, and it busted some of the ice, but it wasn't enough to actually get the thing unstuck. So, and the only reason why I was trying to get into it was because it had my good scraper / brush thing in it. But Shelly took care of the windshields for me, and I got probably most of the driveway, but she did some of that too. And I can't even say most of the driveway. I should say just most of the driveway where we need to get out. So, yeah. And then we felt kind of bad because we didn't do the neighbor's driveway, but we don't have enough time. So if we did, we would have just, because we've got one of those like conjoined driveways where it's just all one big driveway, but it's separated by like the kind of concrete that we use. So anyway, so we'd miss that. But I know that I didn't do an update on Tuesday. I actually waited to Wednesday waited until Wednesday to weigh in, and unfortunately I've gained, like, in the last week, apparently I've gained 5.8 pounds, and I think that's what it said. So I'm at 255.8, which is a real big bummer, but at the same time, like, I know I made poor food choices a lot, and for what it's worth, I was on my period, so, I mean, that'll mess with you and make you hungrier. And I mean, it was so crazy because there were times where I'm just hungry, you know? And anyway, so I didn't, like, I don't think that I ate 5 pounds worth of extra calories, but according to the scale, I did. So, and I always weigh myself twice and make sure that I get the same amount 2 times in a row for me to record it. So, I mean, it's legit. But the way I see it, oh, excuse me, bubble. If I can gain it in a week, I can lose it in a week. I can work it off in a week. So, and I've done it before. I think one of the weeks in the last 4 weeks, I blasted through like 6 pounds in one week. So, you know, there's a good chance that maybe that was, you know, like a quick water weight shed, and then I gained back some or whatever. But anyway, so not starting February off to the best start, but shoveling that snow today was a workout, so I'm probably going to go ahead and plug that into my Fitness Pal. I'll call it 30 minutes, even though it was probably like 40 or 45. I don't know. I just know that the last time that I looked at the clock before we went outside, it was 7:32, but I don't know if we were actually like ready to head out the door yet. I just know that that was the last time I looked at the clock before or not 7:32, I'm sorry, it's 6:32. And then we went out the door and shoveled, and the sun was rising and all that. And now it's 7:19. When we came in, it was 7:11. So, that's a good roughly 40 minutes right there. But I mean, the shovel time while we were out there was probably about 30. So I'm going to call it 30. So anyway, that's basically my update. I'm keeping most of the same stuff from last week. I know that I didn't do so hot. Like I kind of flopped last week. It was, and it wasn't because, oh yay, I've lost this much weight, I can lax. No, it was just like randomly doing poor things, making poor choices. Not getting up on time was a big one. I didn't do that very much last week, and I haven't done it really this week either, except for today. But I'm working on it. Oh, and that's another thing. I'll save it for another video, I think. But I'll go ahead and talk about it now. Shoot. How many minutes are we at now? 6:31. Okay. So long story short, I talked to my doctor, and I told him about like my anxiety being through the roof, basically, since all I went in for was a health check for my work, because we require one every 2 years. It's like a physical, but it's not a physical. He just asks questions and stuff. But anyway, we talked a little bit about like how my anxiety has been through the roof since my dad and my brother died. Like I've had anxiety forever, but I didn't realize it was anxiety until I talked with my best friend, who's a clinical therapist, about some of the ways that I worry. And she's like, dude, you have anxiety. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, I don't have anxiety. I just worry all the time. And then that was, when it hit me that I did. But it's been really, really bad since they've died, especially like being concerned about losing my sister. I worry about that all the time. I worry about my best friend. I worry about my boyfriend. I worry about my nephew. I worry a lot about my nephew. And, and you can't, death is a part of life. It's going to happen one way or another. I'm just like terrified of losing people. So it's bad. But anyway, so I talked to him, and he put me on a low dose of an antidepressant, which, according to my best friend, the medications that are for depression also help with anxiety. So hopefully it'll help. But he said it'd take like 2 to 4 weeks to kick in, and I just started it 3 days ago. So today would be my 3rd day taking it. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm like one of those people that medication should be used as a last resort, but I'm basically to that point that it's time to try it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm nervous about side effects. I'm a little scared because I think my brother took the same stuff when he was 15 and he went fucking crazy. And, but at the same time, I recognize that 15-year-old boys are still like, they're still going through the puberty and everything. And they've got the hormones and all that are just gonna, and that some people are more prone to having certain side effects than other people are, because, even though medicine is a science, it's not an exact science, because people individually are so incredibly different from one person to the next that some things may affect you differently than others. So maybe that was not the right medication for him, or maybe the dosage was too high, or maybe the hormones are what did it. Who knows? But he went fucking crazy. Like he was like, yeah, it was bad. Anyway, so I was a little bit concerned about that. And I haven't read through all the side effects yet. And that's my bad, because there's a part of me that doesn't want to know. Like, I know that the pharmacist told me that this particular medication is one of those that does both. It makes you drowsy. It can make you drowsy, and it can cause insomnia. So she recommended to take it in the morning to see if it causes drowsiness. And I've had some drowsiness, but I don't know if it's like marked drowsiness or if it's like normal, like you hit a certain time of the day and you your body starts crashing a little bit, because that's normal for me. But also we've had these 2 snow days, and I've had the opportunity, since I didn't have to go to work the last 2 days, to actually take a nap in the middle of the day, Whereas I don't get that at work. And occasionally for my lunch break, I'll go home and I'll lay down for like 40 minutes and hope that that helps. And sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, so the drowsiness I'm not sure about, but the insomnia, I wondered if that's the way it's affecting me, even though, like she said, try it in the morning first to see how that goes because it's a once a day thing. And if it causes a lot of drowsiness, go ahead and switch it to taking it at night. But I've been taking it around like 10:30-ish in the morning, which is probably later than I should. But yeah, like I said, the effects just kind of like I'm noticing a different kind of drowse or a different kind of insomnia for me because I do have trouble sleeping anyway. But this is like I'll be really sleepy and I'll be laying there and I'll be good. And then all of a sudden, like I feel really awake, like not rested, just really awake. So that's been a different kind of thing the last couple of days. So we'll see if that continues. And like I'll go ahead and take my medication before work. So sometime before now, which is 7:25 and 8:30, and we'll see if that will make it better because maybe I need to just be taking it earlier in the day so that when I'm ready for bed, maybe it'll like if there is an insomnia effect, it'll taper off by then because I know that like when I was reading Sleep Smarter and it talked about, sorry, nasally, they talked about the caffeine curfew that they want you to, like he recommends cutting off your caffeine at 2 p.m. so that your body can go into its natural biological kind of circadian rhythm and be ready for sleep by like 10 because caffeine can stay in your body for like up to 8 hours. So depending on how much you have and when you have it. So anyway, that being said, I went ahead and changed my caffeine curfew to 12:30 and I changed my workouts to 25 minutes or more instead of just 20 minutes, 5 days per week. Technically, I mean, kind of missed the boat this week, but I might be going to volleyball tonight, depending on how horrible the roads are. Because to my knowledge, our Friday night volleyball is still on. The Wednesday night volleyball that I normally do was canceled because they canceled school and it's held in a school, high school gym, sorry. And so that's out, but we should have Friday night volleyball still. And so I might be going to that. And so that could count as a workout. And the last 2 days I did a bunch of chores, but I did not make good food choices because I'm at home and it's like when I'm around it and I don't stay busy, that's when I want to eat, especially if I'm sitting on that couch in there. For some reason, it's like, and I'm assuming it's because it's a built habit. We go in there, we sit, we watch videos or movies or play video games. And when we're sitting there, we eat, we munch. It's like, you know, like if you were to have a like traditional family movie night in front of the TV and y'all ate popcorn and stuff, it's like that's what we do. But all the time when we watch videos or movies or play video games, it's so it's unfortunately it's a habit. And I've tried to break it since I've been at my daycare job because I used to work on my feet all the time. I used to work in food service, so I was always on my feet. I used to work as a stylist, and so I was doing hair and I'm standing up behind somebody cutting their hair and everything, so I was on my feet a lot. And so going from a position where you're on your feet all the time to a sitting position, that's when I noticed that I have a habit of wanting to eat while I'm sitting down, especially if I'm like not absorbed into something. So while I've done better about fixing that habit at work, like I've done tremendously better because I wanted to eat all the time at work, and I still fight them some days, but like it's really taken a lot for me to break the habit at work, but it's still something that I struggle with here because like when I'm sitting on that couch hanging out with Shelly or even just by myself, hanging out by myself, watching something or reading a book, if I'm sitting there, I want to eat. Like so it's a habit that I've got to work on. But anyway, so like I said, 25 minutes, 5 times a week. My caffeine curfew, I moved down to 12:30 because I've noticed that a lot of times I'm actually done with my coffee before that anyway, most of the time. And then, what was the other? I am going to, gosh, I hate doing it, but I'm going to go ahead and move my, my wake up alarms back to 6 o'clock, because I've not been doing well getting up. So maybe I'm like backtrack a little bit and see if you can't steadily do 6 o'clock for a couple of weeks before you move it back. And honestly, it's weird because I actually wake up about 6 o'clock now anyway. So, but getting up earlier than that has been a real challenge. And then the fact that I've had the opportunity to sleep in the last couple of days has been nice. And I've not slept in a lot. I've just slept in like an hour and a half to 2 hours more than what I have been getting up, which is beyond 6 anyway, because I keep going back to sleep. So anyway, I've been yapping on for 15 minutes and 27 seconds. So I am going to go ahead and hang it up. If I've missed anything, I apologize. I think that I may have increased my water intake to 84 ounces, which was 3.5 of that bottle of water. But unfortunately, I left that bottle at volleyball, the Friday night volleyball on Friday. So I've been using my 32-ounce mug that I drink my coffee in and trying to get at least like roughly 3 of those consumed of water before I end the day. And that's been harder for some reason. It's been harder to do that. So, well, actually I can't even say that because some days it's actually been pretty easy. I just go at that water like crazy, but then some days it's been harder to do the 3 of those, which is more, it's 96, but still it's easier for me to track 3 whole of those than try to gauge what a half is, because I can't just look through it and see if I'm at about a half. I have to like pop untwist the lid and check it out that way and see if I've gotten about half done. But anyway, so I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful day. Again, if I missed anything, so be it. It is snowy as heck outside. So it's going to be cold for a while, and that's a lot. So that's a lot of snow. Be your best self, make good choices, live your best life. And I will talk to you in a future video. Wish me success, please, because I need to work off that 5.8 and then some. And I will actually, in a future video, hopefully maybe the next one if I don't forget, because I'm not in a position to write something down right now. But I'll see if I can't figure where I should be at right now, as far as right now, like by the time I do the next video, figure where I should be at as far as progress goes. I know that now I'm behind, but I was ahead, so I'll find out where I should be. And hopefully, yes, I am. They just love to hear my voice. Just kidding. Hopefully I'll figure out where I need to be, and then hopefully by then next week I will be where I need to be, or close to it at least, whether it's over or under. So anyway, all right, have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.